Folks, how you doing? It's your main man, HUBERT GUY. I'm back with the Hit Weekly Show, the Actor's Cut. I have another wonderful guest here. Thank you for tuning in. I have the wonderful, the lovely, the talented YASMIN SCHANCER here today. Thank you for coming
HUBERT.
through.
Thank you for having me.
She's so wonderful. I'm excited that she's here. We're going to talk to her. We're going to find out what she has going on, what she's got coming up, and we'll just get to know her. We'll get to know YASMIN for these next 28 minutes. This is all about you.
Wow, I'm honored. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming down. Thank you for coming down. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
So my name is YASMIN SCHANCER. I was born in Israel, but I grew up in Poland. And I started working in the artistic industry at the age of 7. How it started was I used to love watching live shows and concerts with my mom. Every Saturday there was this famous show where kids get to perform a song of a particular band, and then the public gets to choose the winner. And I remember specifically, I told my mom, I really want to go. I want to sing on the show. She laughed at me, but I begged her so much. She said, fine, but sweetheart, remember one thing. If you don't win, don't be upset, because that's not what it's about.
Right.
So I went there with that mindset, and I remember having a blast as a little 7-year-old girl. And I happened to win the show, which was ridiculous considering that I just went there to sing on a show that I love watching as a little kid.
Well, that was your love. That was your passion. You went there and made it happen.
Yep, and that's how it started.
So who were some of the other influences that when you were growing up that you would see on TV or in film that you liked and that you would like to that you wanted to just emulate and be like?
So it's a funny story. In my house, my parents are very strict parents. They're highly logical and educated people, and we have never watched a lot of TV. We watch the news.
Okay.
We watch National Geographic and Animal Planet, and we listen to classical music, and that's my background. I have a classical piano degree.
Very nice.
So movies, I didn't have remember, I never had a particular role model as a child. If I could call anyone my role model, that would be my mom. My mom is... Sometimes
that's the best. That's all the inspiration we need, because we look up to we see our parents and we just want to do something. And a lot of people, is just like they have that inspiration inside of them just to go ahead and do it. Moms are a great inspiration. I love my mom too. She's an inspiration too. She's so cute too. My mom, she's a little cutie pie.
I wouldn't call my mom cute, but she's definitely a character, and I love her to bits. She's always been there to support me. My parents always said, child, you can do whatever you want, as long as you really commit to whatever it is you want to do.
Right.
So my sister studies medicine, and I am here in New York.
Right, but you're doing your thing, and you have a very extensive background. I was looking. Her resume is very extensive and very is great. And I was looking at some of the things. You speak a few different languages.
I do. Growing up, being born in Israel, I speak Hebrew. Then growing up in Poland, I learned Polish. My dad is Polish. And then I speak English naturally. At school, I remember trying to learn French a little bit, and I understand and speak a little bit of Russian.
Wow, that's skills, because that having those type of skills right there only broadens your horizon with what you're doing as far as your acting, to be able to take on different roles and so forth and portray different people. This is a great craft. So what do you like doing best? Do you prefer doing the film? Do you prefer doing a television? Like, which one do you prefer and why?
So I came to New York with the mindset that I will pursue musical theater, and I study here in a musical theater conservatory. We had a couple of classes that involved film and television, but I realized that my actual dream is to be a movie actress and TV show actress. A couple of months ago, when I had an opportunity to work on an independent feature. The feature is called Adam and Eve. I played the role of Eve.
Very nice.
And yeah, it was an exciting project. I didn't actually audition for the project. I did some reading, and then the director happened to be the audience. And after the show, he walked up to me and, look, we were looking for a girl with short hair. Would you be interested in playing the role of Eve?
Very nice.
Of course, I said yes.
Of course.
And that's how I realized that's what I wanted to do with my life.
Very nice.
Yeah.
This is, this is one of those crafts, to where you embrace your character, you become that character so much. Because I love like doing the different plays that we did, and then I've done film and TV, and just getting in the mindset of just becoming. It really takes some skill, It really takes, because you really have to have that audience believe you. You want to be believable. So a lot of people out there, there's some people out there that really, really take that role on and just own it, just own it and make it theirs and do what they do with it.
Right, absolutely. And the most important thing to remember is you are telling somebody's story.
Mm-hmm.
You are, even if it's a made-up character, the character is often based on, real people, and you want to remember you're honoring their stories.
Right. And that's important, because you definitely wanna do them right. Especially, like, I haven't got a chance yet to see Hidden Figures, but a lot of people are really talking about that movie, and how Taraji and Janelle Monáe, they really brought those roles out and represented those women from that era, and just how touching it was. When I get some time, I'm gonna see it, because I really like those roles that I can get caught up into, where I'm actually believing that this person is really that person.
It's so important. And again, that's another very important story to tell. And I haven't watched the movie either, so I feel we should go for a movie date.
Yeah,
yes.
we'll go together. We'll watch it together.
Yes. Same thing with Moonlight. I would really love to watch that.
I haven't seen that either, so that's 2 movies we got to go see.
Yeah.
And that, that movie, and that kind of nice little segue into what I was talking about, this past award season with the Golden Globes and the SAG Awards, and just recently the Oscars. What I really liked and what I really enjoyed about what was going on with the shows recently is the amount of diversity in them.
Yes.
They are so diverse. Every show, it wasn't like nobody was just running away with anything. Even though in the Golden Globes, La La Land won a lot, but Moonlight also won a lot too in the Golden Globes. It was. I think it was very balanced this year within all the award shows.
For the first time, really.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say that, because now with the entire political situation, it's funny how something like that has to happen. And I feel that was a push for all of us to just be a little bit more open-minded or just explore other options.
Well, I mean, with what's going on now, we have to be able to, with what we going up against with the so-called leadership, with the so-called leadership in this country, it's a high alert time right now. It's a high alert time. There's a lot of social issues that's being impacted with immigration, healthcare, our law enforcement, national security. I mean, it's so much stuff, and I think it was a wake-up call to a lot of people, for a lot of people to start to realize, okay, it's some serious stuff coming together now. So we really have to, stand. And I think a lot of people really have been backing one another, more so than if not saying nothing bad about Hillary if she won, but I think now, because with what we're up against, where you're up against more adversity, it makes you stronger. It makes you want
as a group.
We
all want to fight for what we believe in.
Yes.
And I know, like, I studied at my class was extremely international, and I know that I just got my artist visa, which is a blessing, all things considered. But I know a lot of people, other than the fact that to get an artist visa is very tricky in the first place, but right now the situation gets even worse, and unfortunately a lot of talented, driven people have to go home.
Right. And it's not fair. It's not how we built this country. It's not how the majority of the people want to run the country because, you know, just like how a lot of major corporations and organizations are, you know, standing up against them, Apple and Google and so forth, Starbucks, how they said they're going to hire like, 10,000 refugees over the next, you know, some odd years. So it's a lot of people that's really taking a stand. And I think this is only going to, not think, but I know this is going to help us grow more and grow stronger and become more united.
I've even realized, like, if you look at the casting notices recently, there are many more roles for Hispanic actors, for Black actors, for just foreigners, which is really, really beautiful. And there's a significant change in such a short amount of time.
Right.
And I'm sure we were moving forward with that either way, but now, with this reinforcement, there's a huge, huge difference.
Yes, 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 and I think people will start to, you know, realize that more too, and also the diversity of television now compared to just a few years ago. There's so many more ethnic shows, Black shows, Latino shows, Asian shows. It's everybody has a show now, and I think it's great. You know, that's exactly how it should be, and that's like a united front. On our end as well, because, you know, you have people cross-networking on other people's shows and just really bringing a message. And I really like how a lot of people in the industry are standing up for the rights of other people. They're actually using their platform to broadcast a positive message instead of all the negativity that we've been hearing, you know, lately, coming from Trump and his cabinet, which is the worst ever, and he probably still don't even have the whole thing filled yet. But that's, you know, that's another issue, you know, and how you gonna, you know, I don't want to stray from the subject too much. I don't want to stray from the subject too much, but I really get emotional and think about really the future of this country with the things, you know, how they want things to go, how the powers that be want things to go. Because I have children. Right. You know, I have my little kids, so I'm thinking about their education, you know, their health care, you know, what's going to happen, you know, as they start to get older. What type of state is the economy, is this country, is the world going to be in when they get older, you know?
I know myself, coming to America, that was such a big dream since I was a little kid. You know, the America, New York City, LA. It's these things that as foreigners, that's all in the artistic field. That's all we ever dream of. Everybody wants to go to Hollywood. Everybody wants to go to New York. And the way these cities, this country is portrayed back home is very different than, you know, what it is here. I'm, again, very happy and blessed that I have the opportunity to pursue my career as a young actor in this beautiful country. Yes. But
a lot of people don't have that opportunity, and a lot of people's opportunities are being cut short right now. That's just, you know, it's enough to make anybody mad when you have some dreams and then somebody just coming because of where you from or what you believe, you're not able to continue to live out your dream. Okay.
It's quite a subject.
Now that we got that off of our chest, it's a crazy issue. Okay, let's get back on. Well, we were on track. We're not getting back on track. We've been on track. This is what track is. This is what we talk about here on the Actors Cut. This is not just a show about, you know, actors coming down and telling about their career, but we are people, and we have, you know, issues, and we have, you know, topics that we want to talk about and address, and that's why I love having this show, so people can come down and do that with me, because I be talking.
Thank you for creating shows like that.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Tune in every week.
Keep on watching.
So, in your career, what would you like to do? What aspect would you like to grab on and go ahead and spearhead and just start doing that more?
I really, really want to pursue acting on camera. And I love live theater. Live theater, you walk and the minute you get into the theater, and even before, you're in character. You're living a life of somebody else in such a short span of time.
Right.
And it's such an experience. You really do forget, at least I do, forget Yasmin. And it's just the character, and it's just living in a moment, and it's beautiful. And after it's done, you have this it is amazing feeling that something unbelievable just happened.
Right.
Right? But the reason why I want to pursue film is because I think these important stories can be told for a larger audience, and it's something that will stay there forever.
Film is forever.
Yep.
You know, you put together a classic film, you put together, you know, classic character that people are going to remember. People watch. Movies are like music. If it's good, it's good. People will continue to watch it over time, over time, over time.
Yeah.
You know, classics, they never die. You know, and then a lot of stuff comes back around again. You know, that's just how it is in this world.
History repeats itself all the time.
History repeats itself all the time. You know, because I never thought bell bottoms would come back in, but people be flooding and wearing bell bottoms and doing all kinds of crazy
And you know,
stuff.
they look great. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love the style, and it's so.
Well, you know, you gotta see. You're a very fashionable person. Every time I've seen you, she's very fashionable. She knows how to put herself together. But if you don't know how to put yourself together, you just can't put on some bell bottoms. Or you gotta have like the right shoes, the right shirt.
Right, but I feel like these days, especially here, it's almost like if you don't know how to put yourself together, that's almost a fashion sense that you have. It's a good trick. You don't know what to put on, just.
Right.
Mix and match.
Just do anything. You know, I always say that. I always be like, it's New York City. Who is really even going to know? People, you could be walking down 34th Street and walk past a multi-millionaire who's wearing a ripped up T-shirt, some jeans, and, you know, some beat up Pro-Cans or something. And you just never know. You just never know. That's one thing that I love about New York City. I mean, the fashion game here is ridiculous. I mean, the fashion game, and it's so funny because when I go back home to Michigan, I'm from Battle Creek, Michigan originally. Shout out to all my peoples back there in the creek. Mom, I love you. So when I go home, like what I have on now, sometimes this is just what I would like wear like on a regular day, like on a Tuesday here, you know, just out, you know, doing stuff because, you know, I'm a grown man. I like to look good and so forth. But I go home, I'm wearing stuff like this, or, you know, like maybe my skinny jeans. So funny. I wore my skinny jeans home the last time I was there, and my homeboy Doc was like, "Yo, what are those rock and rollers?" He called my pants rock and rollers, and and then my homegirl Sinead was like, "No, I think them is more like Levi leggings." I'm like, "They not that skinny. It's just different fashion." See,
look, you made an impact.
I made an impact.
That's important.
I made an impact. See, because you know, guys still there. They still wear tennis shoes to the club. Like I barely like wearing tennis shoes. I wear them sometimes, but I'm definitely not wearing when I'm going out to an event unless it's a basketball event and I'm playing.
Although I've seen like really nice suits, like velvety suits, and then like nice Converse.
Well, see, but see, that's the thing. You got to know how to do it, but you just can't wear tennis shoes and a jumpsuit. That's you know.
It's gonna be a mess.
You going to work out or are you going to the club? You know, make your mind up. You know, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, fashion, man, and here in New York City. And did you do anything with Fashion Week just recently?
I did actually. So that's a funny story because a friend of a friend texted me and said, "Hey, Yasmin, a friend that I have is looking for an Israeli singer, a girl that would sing a song in Hebrew." I'm like, "Great, I'm here. Hit me up." And so, you know, we had one rehearsal, and they told me that this is going to be a concert, and we're going to have singers from all around the world, and it's going to be performed at a fashion show. I was like, fantastic, great. And then the day of, you know, I see all these models, and, you know, it's a beautiful venue. And I'm like, okay, it's a nice fashion show. Nothing crazy.
Right.
And then I walk on stage, and there are like 300, 400 people and paparazzi everywhere. I'm like, whoa, I did not know what I signed up for.
Right.
It was an amazing experience. So the collection was beautiful. The designer, his name is Prior Moss. Wonderful, wonderful human being. It's such a wonderful concert. I was blessed. So it was New York Fashion Week.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I know.
It's always good to do something that you know, usually sometimes I may work an event like where I'm cutting hair or stuff because you know I do hair.
Right,
you know,
of course.
but I've never got to do anything like in Fashion Week, being involved in any events on that side, but next year.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll put together something and have our own Fashion Week event.
It looked like fun. It
Yeah.
looked fun.
All we got to do is put our heads together and network and come up with a plan.
If you want something, you get it. You'll have it.
You will have it. You put yourself together a plan, and everything will work out for your own good. It's got to be a good plan, though. Some people, they don't really have good plans. They have like maybe a good step or two, but the whole overall plan,
Yeah,
you know.
I feel that honestly, if you want something really bad, and if you're creating a project from scratch, you know, you just have to really believe that the end product is,
Right.
you know, you really have to want it, and things will be put together.
Right.
Like right now, my friend and I were putting on a show. It's called Last Bite. We have a first reading March 27th at the Loft 92, so check it out. You can buy tickets online on our website, Last Bite NYC. And it started as a, you know, we were sitting on the sofa together just chatting. Oh my gosh, what if we did a show about two Jewish girls living in Brooklyn, pursuing acting, short comedy with live music, with, you know, stories from our lives, and then we realized, why not?
Right. Why not?
What's stopping us?
Right.
So we, you know, started writing. It's been a year, and now it's ready to go. And we will be performing at the Players Theater in the West Village.
Very nice.
Yeah. So
Very,
our first
very
show
nice.
is happening April 27th.
Very nice.
So
Did you hear that? Did you? And everything starts somewhere. You
Yeah.
just sitting at home on the couch, just talking.
yeah,
It's like, hey,
we had
idea.
lunch.
Had lunch, and man, listen. Let me tell you something so important. Your thoughts manifest. If they're negative thoughts, if they're positive thoughts, they are going to manifest into whatever you think. And that's why it's always good to have positive energy, positive thoughts. You know, like I said, if you want something, go get it. And if you want something, you will know what steps to take to get there.
Right.
If you don't, you'll find them out.
There's no wrong path. There's only your path. This is a beautiful quote. Not mine. I'm not that creative, but I really do believe.
That was good.
Thank you.
Say that again.
There's no wrong path. There's your path.
I love that. I like that.
But it's true.
That's true.
You know, you learn from your mistakes, and I'm a young person. What do I know? But honestly, if you just want something really bad, if you just work, and if you remember, you only have one life. Why be miserable all the time? Why do things you don't want to do?
Right, right. Go ahead and achieve your dreams. Everybody, if you don't have dreams, get some. If you don't have some, get some. They're very good to
If they don't
have.
scare you,
That's the thing too.
right.
The risk factor. People are so scared to go after what they want. You know, people get content with, you know, not saying anything with anybody working any type of corporate job, any type of factory job, but sometimes people get into positions like that and they're just making money and they're just living and people get content. It's very few people that, you know, are willing to take those steps to make their dreams happen. It's scary. It's hard because you don't know where your income is. Like the last time that I worked for somebody where I had to clock in on a clock was 2015. The last place that I left, I was like, I'm not working for anybody anymore. I was like, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I want to do my own thing. I already had my plan in place, and I just did it because I got tired of, you know, conforming to somebody else's schedule, conforming to somebody else's, you know, regulations of what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying I do anything bad, but I like my own ways. I like my own regulations. I like conforming to me. If I have to conform to anybody, I conform to me. You know, so that's a major step too. With a lot of people being able to have that confidence to go out there and do it.
Right, absolutely. And I mean, I moved to New York alone. I've only been in the States. I've only been in New York once before, and I remember I was taking acting classes, and they were like intense courses. Wow, English. Intense classes. So I didn't actually get to see the city at all.
Right.
I came, took classes, left.
Mm-hmm.
And the next time I came here, and that was when I moved with all my things. And I remember I flew in a month early before my conservatory program started, and I didn't know anybody. But you know what? That forces you to talk to people.
That forces you to talk to people. And since you don't know anybody, you have more time to focus on doing you.
Yep.
Getting you together.
And exploring the city. Getting lost in the city is one of the most amazing things you can do for yourself.
Yeah, it is. This funny story. When I first moved up here to New York, because you know they have all these lines, 42nd goes, the B train goes to like Bryant Park, and then the C train goes to like Times Square. So where I was staying up on 104th and Columbus. And I was traveling back and forth from New York, and I was staying with a friend of mine's mom while I was up here. So one morning when I was leaving to go home, I was like, okay, I'm going to 42nd Street. So I got on the B train instead of the C train. They were running on the same track. And then I got out at 42nd Street, and I looked around, and I was like, how the hell did they move a whole train station? I'm looking around, I was so lost, but I got through it, and like you said, you moved here by yourself and didn't know anybody. I did that twice when I moved to Atlanta when I was 19 years old, when I got out the military. Didn't know anybody down there, moved down there to go to school, ended up, getting involved in management and so forth down there, being down there for almost 10 years.
Wow.
Then when I moved here to New York, I didn't know anybody. I knew nobody. I was up here on my own, and that was December 17th, 2002. And now, 15 years later, still here, got doing what I want to do, living out my dream, enjoying life, meeting wonderful people like you. You're so wonderful. Give me some love. Because this is important. And we have to continue to network together, actors and so forth, and we have to continue to build, and we have to continue to support one another even before we make it, and because it's a lot of people that won't be happy for you. It's even more important right now because you never know who you're going to meet, who you're going to run into that, you're going to meet them again in the future and you're going to want to network with.
And also when you do make it, whatever that means, people will come to you.
Right. Right.
But you learn who your friends are.
Right.
When you're not there.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Give them your information where they can get in touch with you.
So you can check out my Instagram. It's Yasmin_Hadassah. Maybe I should spell it out.
Spell it out.
YASMIN_HADASSA. That's also my Facebook, Yasmin Schanceer. And then you can check out my website, YASMINSCHANCER.com. Yeah?
Excellent.
Hey!
Thank you again for coming. This was a wonderful show. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Join us again next week, next time for the Actor's Cut. This is your main man, HUBERT GUY. Thank you for tuning in. Until the next time, I say peace.
Peace, and have a wonderful evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Yay! And also, I would love a picture too.
Yes.
Since we're here.
Yes.
I should probably take this off.
Yes. Let me see if Brian can snap some shots.
But bam, I will put it here nicely. Did it work though?